A very important part of the National Growth Fund plan PhotonDelta is human capital. We can have the money, we can have the technology, but without the people, we cannot make this industry grow. Here in the studio with us today is Evi Somers. She is the director of the Human Capital Program. Welcome, Evi.
Thank you.
Evi, could you tell me a little bit more about human capital? I mean, why do we need to have a specific program on human capital? What problem is it that we're trying to solve?
Yeah, I think in any industry, talent is crucial. Being it's in this the scaling phase that we are in, or in a very big, well-known industry such as semicon, for example, talent is always the crucial factor. And I think if we then link that to the Growth Fund plan, we look at the current phase that we are in, so scaling, industrializing the technology, and also taking into account external factors, then we really need a lot of talent, and it's very challenging also to find highly skilled technical people. Mm-hmm. So I think that was also, apart from knowing that talent is crucial, it's also very good to investigate what is then the actual talent gap that we're talking about. On the one hand, what is the talent demand? So what do the partners, the organizations in our ecosystem require in terms of capabilities, in terms of roles? And I think it's also, there's a question behind that already. How do we define demand? Do we look at it from a more historical perspective? What are the typically the people in these roles are, or can we also organize the work in a way that we can already be more effective in the talent demand? Mm-hmm. So I think that's very interesting for us to look at. And on the other hand, we of course look at what is the talent supply. So where can we actually find the talent? And of course we know there's too little students graduating in technical fields, and then even half of them actually start working in the technical field. So that's a challenge for us. Mm. And I think also we need a lot of international talent. Well, that's also not always the easiest way how to find them. Mm-hmm. There, I think there's also an opportunity to look in a more innovative way of how can we enlarge that talent pool. Mm-hmm. By looking at maybe less of the usual suspects for taking certain roles. I think a nice example is there hairdressers that have very fine technique in their hands, and for example, ASML is already asking them to work in clean rooms. Oh, really? Okay. So just to set a little bit of the scene, that's also how we try to look at the program. So our mission for the Human Capital Program is to bridge the talent gap. Mm-hmm. From the talent that is there and the talent that is required from the industry. From that starting point, we have two main objectives. And that is on the one hand to show that there is a very attractive career in our industry, mm-hmm. To create awareness about that. And the other one is to expand the talent pool in terms of size, but also really in terms of quality. So really identifying what are the skills and capabilities that the talent needs, and is there already education, training in that field? Mm-hmm. And of course, then we really tap into what is there already. Or is there new education required? Apart from the education for students, the reskilling is very important there as well, because we need a lot of experienced talent as well, and we need to see how we can get them from similar industries. Yeah,
it will largen your talent pool as well if you can source from skilled labor already.
Definitely.
Interesting, and I can imagine the supply side. It's quite challenging because we're competing, let's say, with other industries where also talent is short. Yeah. So that's even more reason for a talent program to be there. Yeah. Could you maybe explain us a little bit on how do you put this into project? Like how does this project go about?
Yeah. Yeah, we defined this gap. We also did a survey with ecosystem partners last year to see a little bit what are we talking about. I think all in all, we're talking about 4,000 FTE that we would need by the end of this growth fund, which is then the time frame that we're looking at, so the end of 2028. What we did based on the objectives that we established, we looked at what are then the things that we can do or we should focus on together with the ecosystem, which is like for us, for the program, both the partners, the organizations, but also really the educational institutions and training parties and organizations. And we divided that in three kinds of projects that we want to do and are doing, which is to build an attractive brand. So if we have can put really the technology on the map, but also the industry, what kind of organizations are there and what sets us apart from these other competing industries. The second one is to really ensure that continuous education, so throughout the levels, educational levels, but really start already with younger children also to create awareness about technology on itself, so not necessarily integrated photonics yet. On the third one, that's really to start and build an attractive community where people and the talent that is working for this innovative industry really feels that they're part of this community, which can really help also to retain them. If someone feels like this is where my career stops at this organization, there's no next step for me, that they know people from other organizations and projects that they're working on to maybe see if there's opportunities for them there. But also, like, even if they were to move to a different industry, that they're an ambassador for our industry, at least. That's a bit what our roadmap is about.
All right. Thank you very much. And I think, what we heard from Liddy is that actually we got the green light not too long ago actually to really start with the growth and programs, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you can tell us a bit about, since that moment, what have you been accomplished so far?
Yeah, some examples of the things that we were able to do last year already were a summer school with Taiwan, a summer school with different European countries. We organized the Carla events also with Optics Netherlands and Photonics NL and Photonics Society, so also together with students to show postgraduate students what kind of careers there are in optics and photonics. So that has been great, and we also really started to build collaborations with PhotonDelta, with Brainport development. We're doing a lot of research to really identify the talent gap and know what we're talking about, so that we can really focus on the things where we can make most impact. And also there have been a lot of discussions already with the educational institutions. So we made the starting point of the Master Plus program, which is very nice because this is a national master with different technical universities. So from Delft, Eindhoven and Twente, Eindhoven. And I think this is a great example also for the role that PhotonDelta can have as an accelerator and how we can make an impact or enlarge that talent pool in the short term, because this is not, we're not developing new education. It's the Master Electrical Engineering and the Master Applied Physics, but we're creating more awareness about it. So we're showing if you take a selection of courses, then you're really more equipped to be active in the integrated photonics or the optics industry. So I think, that's a very efficient way of getting started, and I think it's very nice that we were able to do that last year already.
Yeah, it's a very impressive list of projects, I have to say. So we spoke about the importance of the Human Capital Program. We spoke about how you translate it into an actual project, the things that you've already accomplished last year. Let's look a bit to the future. We're in the beginning of 2024. What are your expectations for this year?
Yeah. I think we have a very ambitious plan, but from all the meetings, discussions that I have with organizations, I see that we really share this ambition, so I am always very excited when I come back from these meetings. So I think for the industry brand that I started talking about already a little bit, we're doing a research together with an external party now to really see what are the target groups and what are their drivers to choose for a certain career and what are they looking for in an organization and hence in our industry. And also from the inside, we're interviewing and having a survey with many people working at the partners, at the organizations, or working in educational fields of integrated photonics to see what sets this industry apart and what made you choose for this industry. And that together we are going to use as a starting point for, so to say, value proposition to really get that brand. And I think that will be is a very good foundation for all the campaigns that we can run targeted at these target groups. And I think in the educational field there's also going to happen a lot. We're probably going to collaborate with the PhotonDelta talent and learning centers. This is for both the MBO, HBO, so applied universities and universities level. And I think from there we can really see how we can make a integrated plan for education, look at equipment that is needed for students to do research, but also lectures, professors. So, and I think, that's the power of, I think, the program also, that we're really doing this together. So there's still a lot of room to see how we can make things work from the educational perspective. Also if people have ideas or for projects, summer schools, definitely let us know also if you feel that this contributes to the mission.
They have to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Evi. It was a very informative session, I can say. We learned a lot about what you guys are working on, the things you've achieved, what you're expecting for this year, and why people should reach out to you. Thanks a lot, and look forward to seeing more of these successes.
Great. Thanks for having me.
All right.